Hi, I'm Tracy Faulkner from Lush Fabrics with your release for this week. 7 new fabrics. We have 5 solids in the one base and a few prints for you this week. So the first one we have is Scuba in solids. Now I actually had a bit of trouble finding many Scuba prints this time around, but I could find some solids, so I thought I'll jump on the bandwagon for those because they are really quite nice. Now, I would never have thought to make a jumper with Scuba, but I saw this pattern and I thought, you know what, I think that would work really well in Scuba, and it has worked out brilliantly. So this is the Hug hoodie. I didn't do a hoodie, I just did a normal neckline. It's by Made It Patterns, and it sits really, really nicely in Scuba. It would also sit really nicely in French terry or sweater knit or waffle or something like that. But I just sort of saw it and I thought, oh, that would work in Scuba, and I wouldn't have just jumped on and said Scuba is great for jumpers. I wouldn't have said that you can't use Scuba for jumpers, but just not that it would work particularly well. Well, I really like it, and I like the contrast. So obviously this would look really nice with all the same colour as well, but I kind of liked the contrast. So this is the navy and the pink that we've got today. So let me tell you about Scuba. It is 96 poly, 4% spandex, 220 GSM. It does feel a little bit like a wetsuit, just a little bit. It's a whole lot thinner than a wetsuit, obviously, but it does have a little bit of thickness to it. It's got a smooth, cool feel to it. Let me see if I can show you some of this thickness. Let me get the weight of it up here. So it's got a little bit of thickness to that fabric. Not huge, and you can see that it does still have a little bit of drape, but not as much as sweater knit. So if I'd made this jumper in sweater knit, I would still really like it, but I think it would drape differently. See how this one kind of just sits out a little bit there? I think a sweater knit would fall closer to my body when wearing it. So it's actually really quite good because you can use the same pattern but get some different looks just by using different fabrics. Okay, so we have, let me show you the stretch on this one. So it's got some good horizontal stretch there. Let's see about vertical, a little bit going on vertically, and there's your drape. So you can see how it just sits out a little bit. Just have some drape, but sits out a bit. So the navy, I'm just going to use my jumper for the navy. We used 3561 as a matching thread for this one. And I must still have some threads hiding in here. Oh, yep, there's one there. And then the pink that I've used here, I'm not going to pull them all apart because they've all got the same drape and stretch, etc. So the pink, we've used 5683 as the coordinate. Scuba is also really nice for a jacket or a pair of pants or a nice pencil skirt. You could make a nice structured dress out of it as well. So you can do a lot of things with it. You just need to think about what the outcome is going to be, in that the drape isn't the same as sweater knits and double brush poly and that sort of thing. So it will sit out on you a little bit more. But sometimes that's what you want. So depending on your pattern, it might work perfectly. Olive is gorgeous. I don't have a thread match for this one, unfortunately. Black, of course. This fabric has a very slight sheen to it. It does have a little bit of a sheen because that Scuba does have a little bit of a sheen, but it's not crazy. And you get a pretty good indication of it here. 4000 thread for that one. And then the last one is called Blue Sky, which is really cute. Didn't get a match for this one either, unfortunately. So those are our 5 Scuba solids. If you need to get your solid fabric sewing sorted, because in the end there's only so many prints that you can have, as gorgeous as they are, and eventually you're going to need a solid to wear with it. Okay, the next one I have is a 100% cotton. Now, I bought this under the label of it being brushed. If it is brushed, it is very, very, very slightly brushed. There's really not a lot of brushing that I can feel. But it is still nice for this time of year because it still makes me think of kind of the flannelette that you get from Spotlight, but without the brushing on it. So it's not a really drapey, lightweight cotton that you might make a dress or a top out of, or a pair of shorts. And it's not to say that you can't do those things, but it's not really summery. It doesn't have a huge amount of thickness to it, but it also isn't going to be really thin and cool. Isn't it cute though? There's elephants, chameleons, birds, turtles. Is that all I can see on there? I think so, but it's super cute. Gorgeous coloured background. You can see the colour of the background better when I'm standing back here. It's quite a small print. So obviously it's 100% cotton woven. I don't have any stretch to show you, but you can see from the drape that just like cottons, it does come out a little bit. So it's not going to just fall straight down your body. It will come out a little bit. Okay, so no matching thread. And I've just seen one of the fabrics that match I forgot to pick up. That was very silly. White double brush poly. Teal rayon modal, which is lovely. And Barbie cotton spandex. And the other one that matched was the mustard athletic knit. And I forgot to pick that up, unfortunately. So this one's called Jungle Dreams, 100% cotton. Okay. Next, a rib knit. This one's called Olive Mist. So we had lavender mist not long ago, and that flew out the door. So this one is Olive Mist, and you can see the ribbing there. So our rib knits are, again, 96 poly, 4% spandex, 180 GSM, and probably one of my favourite bases to wear in summer. It is gorgeous to wear, and although it's mainly poly, and I know poly gets a really bad rap of polyester, it's going to be really hot, it's going to be really uncomfortable, it's not going to breathe. That's actually not really the case with polys now. The modern polys are pretty good, and I find this really, really comfortable to wear on a hot day. I live in Perth, it gets pretty hot here. I mean, we haven't been under 30 degrees in weeks now. I think it's been a long time. You know, we're having big runs of 40 degrees over here and above, and it's been really warm. And this base I find lovely to wear. So I've got a couple of dresses and a top, just one top I think at the moment in rib knit, and that's what I reach for when it's hot. So it has really great stretch both ways and beautiful drape. See how that sits in, and it's a lot smaller than the Scuba and the cotton were. So it's got more drape to it. It'll fall down your body more. Okay, so just thread number 1000 for this one. And Ivory double brush poly is our only match. Okay, Olive Mist rib knit. Double brush poly, mixed animal print. Check that out. Isn't it gorgeous? So pretty, so soft. So this week and next week, the releases that I have for you, this is me scraping the bottom of the barrel of what I have left to show you. Waiting for this next container to be unpacked and sorted out, and there's so many rolls, it's going to take a long time to go through it all. So I've really had to dig deep and just try and find some stuff to release to you. I actually think it's turned out quite all right, the releases that we've got. So look at that, isn't that so pretty? And for me, I'm sure you probably know by now, these whites, they don't work for me. But I would have no hesitation in wearing this and just putting some black bands around it. And so now I've got the darker colour near my face, and then it would work a little bit better for me. It's beautiful. So double brush poly is just gorgeous and soft. It has great stretch both ways and beautiful drape. See how that sits so nicely? It's got really good stretch, really good recovery on its stretch. So you can wear a tight garment or a loose garment, drapey garment, it'll all work. It's just lovely. So this one is thread number 1000 again, and ivory double brush poly. All right, so mixed animal print. It's gorgeous. All right, camo. This one's Jewel Sergeant in green. It's got really gorgeous colours in it. Look at those. There's kind of, that's a navy that's there, and just some nice greens. It's really pretty. Not the army style greens really, like they're not the khaki style greens. Like that one. Jewel Sergeant in green, double brush poly. Again, really soft, really stretchy. Great drape. No matching thread for this one or any matching fabrics, unfortunately. But look great with navy. I'm not sure why we didn't get any navy. Maybe we didn't have anything quite dark enough, because that one is quite dark. I think the darkest navy we have, it's called dark navy, double brush poly, or the navy rayon modal is quite dark as well. Okay, Jewel Sergeant in green. So I only have two more to show you, and they are both Liverpools. I know how you all feel about your Liverpools. This one is called Treacherous. Look at that. So you can see it gets a bit of a vertical line going in this print, in the repeat of the print, which could look absolutely amazing. But something to keep in mind, and with Liverpool, it has really nice stretch horizontally, but not much going on vertically, so you can't really flip the print. It has to stay vertical to have the stretch in there. And there's your drape. It's similar to Scuba, the drape, and it's got a little bit of thickness like Scuba does. And unlike Scuba, it has a crepey texture. Scuba is lovely and smooth, and the Liverpool is crepey. No match for thread or coordinating fabrics for this one either. So that's Treacherous, Liverpool. And now our Lush Sunday special. This is a print you've seen before, but not in Liverpool. You all quite like the Carmen prints, I believe. They're lovely and colourful, really brighten up your day. So this is Carmen in green, and this time in Liverpool. We've had this in DTY and double brush poly, I believe, and now Liverpool. So again, it's got that great stretch, little bit vertically. There's your drape. It's got the crepey texture. There you go, you can see that a bit better there now. Beautiful colours in it, absolutely gorgeous. So I do have a matching thread for this one, 1617, and then we put this with red double brush poly and peach double brush poly and off-white modal as well as your coordinates. Okay, so this is your Lush Sunday special. I didn't get that out very well. Let's try again. Lush Sunday special, which means it's a little bit cheaper just for today. So if you haven't tried Liverpool before and you'd really like to, it's a really good time. If you haven't tried Lush fabrics before and you'd like to, it's a really good time. So just for today, just for Sunday, it will be available at a slightly cheaper price. Okay, it's all of them. Carmen in green, Liverpool. Don't forget to enter our competitions on Facebook, on our page and our group. and I'm going to be back next week with a little bit more, scraping the bottom of the barrel again, but I'm confident you're going to like what we have next week as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you then. Bye.